Greetings, I'm Professor K, and in this short video presentation, we're going to take a look at how we go about using NMap for OS detection. So version detection and OS detection are two of the most popular features of NMap. NMap is known for having the most comprehensive OS and service fingerprinting databases available. The first NMap switch we're going to look at for OS detection is the -O. The -O option tells NMap to attempt an OS detection by sending several probes using the TCP, UDP, and ICMP protocols against opened and closed ports. So normally we can use just the -O switch to get exactly what we want as far as detecting the OS and the version of the OS, but not always. But in this example, I've typed in NMap, given it a space, a -O, give it a space, and then the IP address of the target. Let's go ahead and hit enter. And when the results come back, we can see down here where it says aggressive OS guesses. It gives you a percentage of which guess it believes is the strongest. In this case, Microsoft Windows 10 version 1709 through 1909 has a 98% of being correct. The -O is probably the most common NMap switch for detecting OS, but there is another one, and that is the -A. Let's take a look at that real quick. So right away I can tell you that the difference between using the -O and the -A is that the -A has a much higher propensity of being detected as a scan on your network. The -O may be able to get by a lot easier and not be detected than a -A. Think of the -A as aggressive. It not only provides an OS detection, it also provides software version detection using the -S_V switch. On top of that, it does a script scanning by combining and using the -S_C switch. And lastly, it does a trace route. So let's go ahead and take a look at all the different probes this aggressive scan using the -A provides. So at the prompt, I've typed in NMap space -A, give it a space, followed by the IP address of my target. And in just a moment, it comes back and gives us our NMap results. So you can see from the results that you have that aggressive scan, and we were provided with the -SC, which is the NMap scripting engine default scripts that was also ran when it did the OS detection. You can go through all that, and then you can scroll down a little bit. You got the host script results, and down here at the bottom you see your trace route results. And if you scroll back up just a little bit underneath where it says running, you'll have the information that was pulled from the OS scan. This again was detected as being a Microsoft Windows 10 machine, and it's telling you some information about the versioning number. So if you're asked on your cybersecurity exam, regardless of the vendor, which of the following NMap commands could be used to detect the operating system? Well, that's always going to be the -O. If they're going to include the -A, that would probably be the wrong answer, because the -A does a more aggressive scan, and it's not just the operating system. That is the distinction between those two commands. So make sure you understand that when it comes time for you to take your exam. There will be times that NMap will not have the signature for a particular OS in its database. When that happens, you can use the -O command, and you can ask NMap to perform an OS scan guess. So at the prompt, I've typed in NMap space -O, give it a space, --OS scan -guess space, followed by the IP address of my target. Let's go ahead and run this command. Now in our previous command, when we used just the -O, it came up with an aggressive OS guess, and it told us that Microsoft Windows 10 version 1709 through 1909 had a 98%. And now when we ask for a guess of the operating system, it comes back and it tells us that Windows 10 1709 through 1909 has a 99% chance of being accurate. If our target does not have at least one open and one closed TCP port available for testing, then the results could very well be skewed and they may not be reliable. To help us overcome this limitation, we can use the -O command, give it a space, --OS_scan-limit, and we'll go ahead and type in our IP address and hit enter. Now, because our results may not be accurate if we don't have at least one open and one closed TCP port, we're telling NMap, go ahead and skip the OS scan if you cannot find at least one open and one closed TCP port. A default scan using the -O is going to give us the information that we need to detect the operating system and the version of that operating system. But if you desire more information, you can use verbose, and in this case I've typed in NMap space -O space -v space the IP address of my target, and what this is going to do is provide us with more information such as the TCP and IP ID sequence number values, if that's something that you need to have with your OS scan. So let's go ahead and hit enter and see what information we can get using verbosity. And it comes back pretty quick, letting us know that it has completed the scan, and it gives us some more information about our operating system. So when we tell the -O to use verbose to give us additional information, it comes back with some information about what ports were actually discovered, performing a SYN-stealth scan, completed parallel DNS resolution, and some other types of probes. Now, if you still want more information, you can again add another small v to kick up the verbosity of the scan. Let's see how that works. So in this scan, I'm telling it that you gave me some good information, but it wasn't enough. So let's go ahead and kick it into overdrive by kicking in another level of verbosity. So in this case, I've typed in NMap space -O, give it a space -v, give it a space, the IP address of the target. Let's see what kind of information we can pull up using this particular level of verbosity. And so with that second level of verbosity, you can see that we still get more information, such as the TCP/IP fingerprint. We also get some information about the TCP sequence prediction, the difficulty equals 263. We also get IP ID sequence generation as being incremental. Now, just about any scan that you can perform with NMap can use the verbose. So if you're wanting more information from any particular scan and you're not getting enough, just add that -v, and if that's still not enough, add another v. And so in this short video presentation, you got to see which of the switches we can use with NMap to run an OS scan. We learned about the O for a general OS scan, and if you're liking a more aggressive scan, you can use the -A. And if that's not enough, we can go ahead and kick it into verbose mode and add those -V's to get more information from each one of those scans. Remember that an OS scan using the -O stands a much higher chance of not being detected than running the -A aggressive scan. I'm Professor K. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.